KrossXoveR. We're here. I got my new co-host. I know y'all wasn't expecting this to happen. I got the NBA legend, cult following himself. Rod Strickland is in the building with me today.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And we got the other legendary man in here, St. John's alum, beloved point guard, because you know all the point guards really came from New York City. You know what I'm saying? We got Harvey in the building today.
All right,
Yes,
all right.
sir.
So this is the first show that me and Ross together. So we trying to highlight, you know what I'm saying, all the New York point guards, ball players first, before we move on and step our thing up and I guess go really global with it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to lose the light on the point guards and the people that really set the table for us in New York City. So I feel like that the New York City basketball has taken a hit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
I think it has take a little bit of a hit. You know, it's basketball has changed. You know, play the foundation, everything. Everything now is like 3-point shot. No more fundamentals. Get to the basket, score, hold 2 points. Get to the basket. Now you throw it out for a 3. But you know, it's just a lot of stuff you got to work through and get these kids to understand what the basketball, the fundamentals of the games are, and then maybe it's get a little better.
I don't really think that they want them to know what the fundamentals are because that's staying power, right? They got to keep running the kids.
Keep running
them around. It's a whole lot of money involved in it now. Now in school, 9th grade, you can get money, get deals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's way different. But Rod told me something at the Dumbo House, how y'all was on the same team together with Lloyd Daniels, and that was his coming out party.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Lloyd. That was a great team we had, you know, Gauchos. There was no egos. Everybody was here to play, you know. Rod stood out in that league. I think that year he played, I told on another show before, I thought he was the best player in the country that year, but they didn't give it to him. But, you know, when you have a team like that, it's not really much you could do. Just put the ball out, let us play. And, you know, we was different. We knew the game, and we knew each other, so we knew how to play off of each other. And I don't think a lot of kids do that now, you know. Now with the kids, it's just, you can make a YouTube tape and you know where we was out in the park playing every day, playing against everybody, playing against the competition, what made us better.
What you think about that, Rob?
No, well, first of all, I got to say, like, Boo Harv, it was super interesting because, you know, the Gauchos, we had our team. We was over in Manhattan playing at I forgot the name of the school. And, you know, every now and then, you know, the top players, you know, we kind of merge. So Boo Harvey, Derek Chivas, but when Boo first came, like, we clicked right away, like the respect level, everything. And I always tell people this, and I don't know if Boo would agree, but I just always felt like we mirrored each other, like our games. Like if you watched us play, the way we shot, the layups, the different hands, the passing, I always thought we mirrored each other. And I'd always admired Boo, like from the door. So we just clicked. And so when you have, like he said, it's a little different back then, like especially for us, there were no egos. Right? And then we knew how to play basketball. Like Boo knew when he get the ball in his hands, he knows what he's going to do. He know he can score, he know he can pass, so there's no pressure, right? Me as a hooper, I know I can score, I can pass. I know the ball is coming. It was a comfort level from our skill.
Okay.
And then we had a great coach who made sure everybody played together.
Who coached y'all?
Dave McCullough.
Okay.
Dave, great coach.
Yeah.
Who was the point guard?
We were. Like that's like we were.
Whoever got it.
We were, and we played. That's what I mean. Like we were like they talk about basketball. There's no positions. Like we were that. Like even in high school, my guy Tyrone Joy, he was the point guard on my team. When we won state championship, he ran the team. I was the 2 guard. Now I would have the ball in my hands at times, but I really was a 2 guard. But I was a point guard.
Okay.
So we didn't have any issues with that. But I think it was just mutual respect from the beginning, right? And I think it's more we saw how each other played, and it was just easy to play with each other.
What was his greatest part of his game to you?
it's like the same thing I would say for me. Like I'm telling you, when I say that, I don't say that just to say that. Like we did the same things.
Is it the penetration then? What is it the creativity? What was the best part of Rod's game?
Well, it was the same, because, we played Rod and them in high school. My junior year, they beat us.
Okay.
That was the first time I really met Rod. And I saw, like you said, the similarities. He knew how to break you down, get to the basket, use the backboard to make the layup. And that was just some of the greatest things about him. And like he said, we both mirrored each other. Our games, it was like the same. And
what were you thinking when you playing when you're playing against each other and he's coming down and he got the same stuff that you got?
Well, that was the first time I met him. I ever saw him play.
Okay.
When we played at St. John's.
That was the first time that you ever saw him play?
First
was when
time
you played
I heard
against
about
him?
but I never played against him. That was the first time.
Same difference.
We played at St. John's for the city championship.
Wow. So
when
what was y'all thinking, though? Because when you that guy, and you coming down the court full speed, I already know you saying, this can't stop me. I'm going to the bucket. If he steps up, I'm kicking the rock, I'm throwing the oop or whatever. But when it's vice versa, when you see yourself coming, do you think about how to defend him?
But again, like we didn't know each other, right? So you just hear about each other, right? So I mean, and I know it's as competitors and you're in the city, you trying to be the best. So when you walk in that game or whatever, you trying to be the best. Right, against each other. You don't know him. And even if you knew him, you always sizing yourself up. And like, I'm going to be honest, when we played them, they had 3 dudes that we had to worry about.
Who's that?
Boo, Ron Edwards, and
Doug Harris.
Doug Harris. And Doug Harris was the leading scorer, but Boo was the engine. And then Ron could do his score the ball, defend or what have you. So we knew, like, we were playing against 3, it was me, Tyrone Joy, guy Rob Brantley, who was a smaller big, but like watching them, we knew, we had our hands full because you had 3 guys that can get it done.
So when y'all transition and y'all older now, right, and y'all seeing each other and y'all seeing each other grow, what's your thoughts about going to the league, feeding your family? Because it seems like when people is playing ball against each other, it's not a lot of spots available to eat. Did that ever cause a problem with y'all? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's caused a problem. Rod had his nice little NBA career, 17 years, I think, 18 years. No, I didn't go to NBA. I played overseas for 12 years. So it wasn't no envy. It was just, I was happy for him. All the guys knew I made the pros. I'm happy for him.
But did you ever think that you should be there too? You had more game than them. Come on, Boo. Come on. We can't be political up here, Boo. Come on.
I was in San Antonio when Rod was there.
Okay.
For the tryout. And when I came, I think Pop was assistant then.
Yeah.
Pop told me when I get off the plane, spot is yours. All you got to do is show you can lead the team. So I went. We went to I think it was the Midwest Review or something like that. We had played with all the other teams. Did that, led that in an assist, 12 assists a game. But I don't think Rod know. It was a thing with Larry Brown.
Go ahead, because I got something to that too. But I know
Larry Brown. When I was in JUCO, he was recruiting me. I told him I was coming to Kansas. He told me if I come to Kansas, we'll win a championship. I was going, but then I was also looking at UNLV. And then, my wife got pregnant. She was my girl at the time. So I said St. John's was a good opportunity for me to come back and play here. So I think a lot of that had something to do with it, too, when I went to San Antonio. He told me that me and Rod couldn't play together. That's why he let me go.
So let me tell you, and I don't know if Boo remember this, but you were playing in San Antonio, like practice, whatever. Like Larry Brown was there. I was there.
Yeah.
I wanted Boo on the team. And I was telling Larry Brown about Boo. And he obviously already knew, but I was trying to pump Boo up. And I watched him play, and he played well. But you know how the NBA is. It could be a numbers game, and it's circumstances, right? You trying to make a team. Like you said, I'm there. You got some vets there. You don't know. It can go a lot of different ways. But I remember that, and I wanted Boo to make the team because me and like man, I don't even know. Like, we used to call each other cousins. Like, we went to the All-Star games and All-American games. We were like thick as thieves. Like, we were locked in for that period of time. And again, it was the admiration and respect for each other. And I think we got similar personalities and all that. So, like, I was rooting for Boo. I felt like Boo was a pro. You know what I mean? But being a pro, like there's a lot that has to go into that. And I'm just gonna give a quick story about Mike James, right? You guys know Mike James. So Mike James was in Miami, right? This was the end of my career. I got picked up, right? They started out slow. They picked me up. They picked me up. They cut Mike. Like, I actually went in the locker room. Mike was leaving. I was coming in, right? So then I started playing, and I wasn't in the best of shape, and I started off slow. They brought Mike back. So once they brought Mike back, me and Mike started battling, practice. Mike started playing more. So me and Mike wound up splitting time. And Mike was able to show people that he deserved it, right? Then he went on to go to Toronto, Detroit. But if I never, if I didn't start off slow, would Mike have gotten that opportunity? You understand what I'm saying? So because of that, he had a chance to show that I'm that guy. And then he was in a circumstance where he was with an older dude, an older player. So now he has to play because I can't do that. I can't play the whole time. So now he gets an opportunity. When he gets that opportunity, he shows who he is. So, you know, sometimes in the NBA, there's players who didn't make it that could have made it. And it becomes circumstances, timing. It's a lot of things.
Why do you think this guy's not in the Hall of Fame yet?
Oh, he should have been in there.
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
What you think it is, Boo? From that, because you played with him, that's your time. You know stuff I didn't know. Why you think this not in the Hall yet?
I can't tell you. Like you said, the timing and everything, and sometimes people jealous of who you are. You know, but he definitely deserved to be there over a lot of guys that's in there now. But
I would say so. What you average, Raw, like 19.7 points a game, something like that?
That ain't my career stats. Because the end of my career, you know, I played my last 5 years, I played with 7 teams.
Okay.
So that kind of brought the numbers down. But if you look at my 90s numbers, you know, I'm 17 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, almost 2 steals. But
I mean, it's kind of straightforward that I remember one year you made second or third team or NBA or something and didn't make the All-Star team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember, was that the San Antonio year or was that the Portland year?
Washington.
I bet. And everybody knew he was going to make All-Star that year, and it didn't occur. So I think everybody watching, those are one of the things as a young kid, I said, damn, it's really politics in basketball.
Yeah, a lot of politics.
Because coming up, I came up with Rafa and Sha, right? So they were the better ones out of me and them three. I saw what Rafa got. You know what I'm saying? I saw how Sha got moved around the jersey and all that. But they deserved it based upon their talent. They deserved to be who they were and to start out the way that they did. So if I chose to be jealous of them, Sha wouldn't be my best friend. I wouldn't have some of the things that I had. He's looked out for me many a times. So basketball has showed me about the relationship to be able to stay tight with people.
But there's politics to it too. But I got to take a little bit of heat on that.
Okay.
Right? In that conversation, it's always kind of uncomfortable conversation because, like when I look back at my time, if I was the consummate professional, I wouldn't have, I probably would have been All-Star. Now, I'm not trying to, like, take away from myself, but the reality is that kind of stunted the growth or the opportunity. And it was some backlash for that. Because you think about it, when I played, I wasn't, like, the fan favorite, right?
You wasn't?
No, not I'm
trying to help me
not globally, not like, like some of these
I
other
got
guys.
you. Okay.
So, and I'm saying as far as All-Star voting, I got you.
You
know what I'm saying? And then if it comes down to the coaches, if they got a vibe or feel that you might be a malcontent or uncoachable or whatever, right? Well, now, are they going to give you the look? And then you even go deeper to say, the NBA office. or when it comes down to them picking somebody, are they gonna pick you? So there was circumstances. I believe I should have been a multiple-year All-Star, but I understand, especially as you grow, get older, kind of have a whole full scope of everything. Like, I get it.
Since I know a couple things, do you think it stems from you forcing your way out of New York?
No, but that's all a part of, like, the personality. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it, I mean, you can just go with different things. I don't think it's one thing. I just think it's, like, because I always said, if I could do it over with professionally, my professionalism, like, I would have been more on top of that. I was a hooper. I was a basketball player. Just give me the ball, let me play. All the other stuff, I really wasn't. I didn't even
You was
really
just
know
a natural, basically.
Yeah, I didn't really know how to, like, the business part of it, the personality, the communication part of it. Like, I just wasn't good at that at all. And all I wanted to really do is play basketball.
Did you get better with that when you started coaching?
Yeah, but it took time too. When I first got in college, like, I still had pro kind of ways,
Okay.
but I had to have time. That's why John Calipari will always be my guy, because he let me grow into this and gave me opportunity, and then I was able to kind of figure it out. Because when I first came out of the NBA, I wasn't, coaching wasn't on my agenda, but I decided, I wanted to stay in basketball, and I got that opportunity. So I was able to grow into this. Like, I'm lucky I had the opportunity to grow and get through those rough stretches and get to where I'm at now.
Yo, Boo, what do you love about basketball?
Oh, man, I love everything about it, man. Just being around and playing, the skill of it, learning to do everything, really. Just being out there and being able to show your stuff to the fans and show them how you could play, and it's a great feeling when you can play and you know the game.
When you're good, I'm about to say when you're good. I'm about to say when you're as good as you was when you had the ball in your hands. You know what I'm saying?
For us, it was opportunity for us to play and get noticed and to move on to them highest places like that. But like a lot of times it don't work out for you. Like the timing and everything gotta be good. But I just loved playing. When I was playing, I was on the south side. You younger than me, so when I was playing, I used to be out in the park all day, all over the place. So my mom used to always come look for me. She couldn't find me. So she would send my brothers out. They couldn't come home until they find me. And I would be all over the place playing, man. I was just everywhere.
That's what I wanted. I wanted, like, to go back a little bit with that. Like, your history, like the beginnings, right?
Yeah.
Like, who's your idols? Like, how you started? Because to be honest, you were, from my understanding, you was kind of phenom early.
Yeah.
Like, you was putting up numbers and doing things young guys weren't doing. So just a little bit about that.
Well, some of the guys about, your man, Kenny Patterson, he was one of the main guys.
KP from Rochdale.
I was I used to live in his house, me and Derek. And, he would take us out in the park, and he would go so hard at me. Like, I was,
yes, I was like I can
12,
only imagine.
13. He would go so hard at me. I was like, damn, take it easy on me. But then he was saying, I got to play you hard to make you better. So I was like, all right, we play. So then by the time I was 13, I was playing with the high school guys already. Yeah. Holding my own against them, And by the time I was 14, it was over then for them.
Right. I like recall you being that guy early, and I don't, I wanted to kind of hear that.
So when I hit 14, it was like in Queens, everybody was trying to get me to come to school. So I don't know if you know Ab Kelly.
No, Ab Kelly.
Dave Edwards. Dave,
my big bro. You talk about that? That was my big bro.
Yeah,
Rest in peace, Dave.
His father. They was my
Mr. Edwards. Yeah,
they was.
He live in Rochdale.
Yeah, they was my two biggest influences. They tell me, you're not going nowhere. You're going to Jackson. We're gonna keep you close. So I said, all right, I go to Jackson. And when I was going to Jackson, Granby told me I wouldn't be starting my freshman year.
Chuck Granby.
I told him, well, we're gonna have to find out where you're gonna do something with, because I'm starting on this team. And, it worked out well for me, with him. They would start all 4 years. First year we went to the city championship, played against Walter Berry, Kenny Hutchison.
Okay.
You know, as a freshman, that was like a big thing for me. But they only beat us by 4.
How did you play that game?
I had 24 that game.
As a freshman?
As
As a freshman. 24, I had 24 that game.
Yeah, that's big.
That's crazy, yo. Basketball was so different back then. How do you feel about St. John's right now with the resurgence?
Man, it's
Let's
great,
talk about
man.
that. And his old coach, Ricky Pitino.
We were just talking about it. Rick is doing his thing, man. He brought it back. St. John's Beast to the East again. So, I like how he coached. His philosophy is good. He always telling the kids, you got to get better now. We did this, now let's keep getting better. Different levels, and that's what they doing. He got a great core there. Guard play is excellent. Ruiz,
Kadari, shout out to Kadari Richmond.
Kadari doing his thing. Gene Hall couldn't keep him, but I'm glad we got him.
Shout out to my best friend, Shy. Sorry, St. John's got that money over there. They got that money over there.
Once
boy.
Rick come, the money comes. So Rick was able to get some plays. And he's doing well. I like his style of coaching.
Tell me a little bit about Lou Carnesecca.
Rest in peace, Louis, but he was like a father figure to us, Louis was a great guy. It was more than being a human being than being a coach to you. He's more off the court than on the court. But, he was a great guy to play for. I came to St. John's. A lot of people was doubting me for coming there because they slow down. They walk.
Yeah.
I was coming from San Jack.
Okay.
Well, we just
San
ran.
Jacinto.
We ran the whole time we was on the court. We averaged like 105 points a game.
That's why you was going to go to UNLV probably. I got it now. I got it. Running
I was going to go to UNLV. I made a lot of commitments. There's a lot of people when I was just saying.
Did you really? Like who?
It was Kansas, UNLV, Arkansas.
You committed to the Arkansas Razorbacks
I was just committed to everybody, man. I was like, all right, I'm coming. It was about 5 schools I committed to.
But what would have been like if it wasn't St. John's? Your next 2, maybe.
The next 2 probably would have been Kansas or UNLV.
Kansas, UNLV.
Yeah.
And those teams play more up and down.
Up and down. Yeah.
So how you feel about that decision going to St. John's not being that? Because I went to DePaul for 2 things. They were on TV all the time, but they got up and down.
Yeah.
And I knew I excelled like going up and down.
And me and Walter Berry talked about that recently. Talking about said it would have been a lot different for you if you went to a different school that ran. And I kind of thought about it too.
Styles make fights, like they talk about.
But you had the baby coming.
I had the baby, but I could have went to UNLV because Talk offered me to bring my wife, my girl.
I bet he did.
He said she could come, she can go to school, we get you a babysitter, everything.
I think if it was me, I'm going out there with Talk the Shark. Because we can say it now. We know Talk was giving them a couple dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talk was taking care of the hood
not like
dudes.
now, but they were giving money out back then too. Not like now.
They was giving a couple dollars.
And UNLV, we had the Gaucho UNLV piece was there too.
What was that about?
I was being recruited because Shark and Lou Dalmeda, the Gauchos, they were just close. So when we went out there, they would take care of us.
Yeah. Well, because Scurry was from New York too, right? Scurry was from New York. And Jarvis Bass Night too.
And Lloyd Daniels.
Yeah, Lloyd Daniels from out there.
Mo was with me at San Jack.
Yeah. But I thought about UNLV as well. But DePaul was like always kind of my dream school.
But why you didn't go to UNLV though?
Because
for me, that kind of would have fit your personality. He would let you do whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, but at DePaul, it wasn't like I was able to get up and down and play. UNLV was probably sexier, like if you just think about, the whole aura and everything. But DePaul at that time, it's a top 5, top 10 program. But no, I think DePaul was the choice for me. I look back at UNLV and said that would have been nice, but I didn't take any visits. Like, I was so stuck. My 5 was DePaul, UNLV, Georgia, Syracuse, and...
you was going to go play with Jimmy Boeheim, maybe?
And Villanova, because my head coach from Truman went to Villanova.
Oh, he did?
So they thought they were going to get me. But I was always like, I was a Kenny Patterson fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you see I wore his number, I stayed in his room.
I didn't realize you wore KP number because of that. KP is a god in Rochester. KP used to, my sisters loved KP. KP lived in Circle 4 and we lived in Circle 3. He was a god, Greek god.
He's the best point guard come out of Queens.
I can't believe when, I still remember when he played against Isaiah Thomas or something. I forgot where they was playing against, and we was just so proud that he was trying to try out for the Pistons and all that type of thing. Like it's still amazing to me that KP didn't make it in that league. I don't know.
Yeah,
because he had everything.
He was super competitive, could handle the ball, make passes. But I think the thing that kind of hurt him was the shooting. I think that was the biggest issue of anything. If he was better shooting the ball, I think he would have had a better opportunity.
What guards was coming out of New York shooting that ball like that though?
Yeah, but he was like he had a deficiency shooting. Like, cause I mean, I wasn't a shooter, you know what I'm saying? But you know, that was kind of the thing on him because he did everything else. He defended, competed, passed the ball, run the show. You know, all of that. Yeah, the story with KP, you know, when I was at DePaul, when I got to DePaul, and we played pickup, and KP was like that, what Boo talked about. It's like, yeah, this ain't TV there. He's going like he's going crazy on me right now. Understand though, I'm idolizing him. Like, I mean, in a big way. So, you know, it caught me a little off guard. I was like, I took it kind of personal. But I'll never forget that. He was like, yeah, this ain't TV. You know, he's all up on you talking junk the whole time. So I know that energy.
So you played 1 year with him?
No, I came
after he was gone.
So he
came back to come.
He was my host on the visit. So it was him and Todd Corbin, and I'll never forget. They took me to the Michael Jackson concert, right? So you know that was big, right? We in the big stadium, and then we came. We was leaving. They had a little white car. I was squeezed in the back. It was him and KP, and then I just remember we was at a red light, and they were like, "Kenny Patterson," they were going nuts. I was like, I want to come here, like, you know, because he just had that. You know, he just had that way about him, you know.
But you wasn't worried about being in Chicago at that time because the shit was real dangerous back then?
I didn't know nothing about that. I found that out. We went on a train one day, me and Marvin Woods from Pennsylvania, and I'll never forget, he had his hat, like, cocked, and the cop was like, young fella, from you, I'll turn that hat straight. Like, but I had no clue about that. I found out as I was there because, you know, things happening, but I had no clue going to Chicago what that was really about.
Yeah, because it's always been dangerous there. You know what I'm saying? So I was wondering about if you ever thought about the dangers of being in these places and
found out
people knowing you.
But the hoopers, like, once you're a hooper and people, like, you know, kind of made a splash there. So, you know, people kind of guided you and protected you and had you understand where to be, where not to be, who's who.
Although you went to the Knicks, and we all know the famous story, what was your mind like when that draft day went down? Like, you looking, you know Mark, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you got no business here. What was going through your mind just at that one moment?
I was confused because they had Mark, so I didn't understand why they were picking me. And I got booed.
I remember you got booed.
Like in New York, so that was...
What was that? What was that like? You in your hometown and booing you getting picked by the Knicks?
That's crazy.
No. It was weird. It was weird because, I mean, I was all out in the parks. I played all the time, you know, so to be booed in the Garden was weird. But my mind, like, I wasn't like, it wasn't like I was hurt or embarrassed or anything because I still was trying to figure out why they drafted me. So, you know what I mean? Like, my mind wasn't even, you know, I kind of figured that out as the day went on. Like, dang, they booed me.
Yeah, because they didn't boo you. To me, I feel like that they booed the Knicks pick because...
Well, that's me.
But no, but not the actual player. Because if we're the Knicks, if we're trying to go to the next level, we're not thinking we're going to get another point guard after he got the rookie of the year already. You know what I'm saying? So we thinking that we're going to get a big man to complement what Pat Ewing is doing and trying to make a run or something.
Yeah.
So when they draft another guard, we looking at it as scoring. I felt like this going to work. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they had Dumars and Thomas. They wasn't big.
Yeah.
And then wasn't that the year? I remember watching y'all in the park play against Detroit. Was that your rookie year?
What you mean play against?
Didn't you play the playoffs against them with the Knicks?
No.
Never?
No.
Cause I swore I was watching you in the park play against the Pistons one year. Maybe it was a regular season game.
Playoffs, though.
It was a regular season game.
Yeah, but I was confused on that, and I was just confused. I didn't know why they picked me. I thought I was going earlier. Seattle told my agent, or my agent told me if I was around at 15, Seattle was going to pick me. So Seattle comes at 15, and I'm
who they pick? You don't even know.
I forgot, man. But I know, like, I'm watching the board, and the board, everybody I looked on the board, because Houston was there, the Knicks was there, I think Utah was there, maybe even Denver, but I saw they all had point guards. So my college coach, earlier that day, Joey Meyer, God bless, he told me that I was dropping in the draft. Like, he got calls from Boston and the Lakers, because they always had the 24th.
But do they tell you why, or they just tell you dropped?
He was like, you dropped.
Okay.
And so now I'm looking at the board, and I'm like, I'm scared, because if I get down to 24 and 25, and what if they pick somebody else, I could go second round. So I was nervous.
Yeah.
So when the Knicks picked me, it was a relief from, okay, I'm going first round, but then it's like they have Mark Jackson, and I'm getting booed. You know what I mean? So I was, it was.
How do you feel about Bronny James? And I'm going to ask you this because I asked him this privately, and I'm going to tell you what Ross said. Ross said Bronny James is definitely a pro. We're not giving him time.
But let him tell the story.
Okay,
I was going to say the same thing too.
Okay.
I was going to say the same thing. It's development time for him now. He got to develop. He's just coming out of college, so you got to give him time to develop. Not too many people came to the pros and excel right away. They take a little time, like a year or 2, 3 years to get developed. And I think it's not fair how they going at him, because he's a young guy. So you need to let him just work it out and develop himself. I think give him about 2 more years. He'll be all right.
Because, Rod, tell him what you said, Rod, that everybody looking at him to be his dad and all this type of thing.
No, I was just saying that he's getting all of this because he's LeBron's son. Everybody's saying, like, LeBron is helping him, but he's getting all the backlash because of LeBron. And we're talking about, I don't know, was he 56th, 58th pick? Like, if you go to the history of that, like, who's making all this noise about the 56th, 58th pick? Like, nobody's doing that. That's not even realistic, right? And they don't come, like, he was playing games and, he's 1 for 6, 1 for 7, whatever, and we're making a big deal of this. But he's not like he's a 58th pick, 56th pick. And the expectation is that he's going to come in, or he's supposed to come in, and he's supposed to be this, like, already developed kid. And then we talked about the fact that they were talking about LeBron. He's only there because of LeBron. When I said, like, we see this in AAU basketball all the time. We see kids that are lifted up. They could have their family member coaching them. Yeah. Right? They could be, like, in the background talking to a recruiting guy or a recruiting platform and lifting them up. So if you want to say that, then he's getting it on the back end. Okay. But there's been plenty of young people who have been kind of walked into the door. Obviously, you have to be able to play basketball. But this happens on the lower levels, in the high school AAU levels. So to me, I just, I think it's unfortunate that he's getting that grief. But luckily, he has LeBron James, his father, who's, I'm sure they have conversations in that household. So I think he'll be fine. But if you watch it, he's getting better, right? And again, he was a McDonald's All-American. So whatever you want to say about him, a McDonald's All-American, they're all projected to be pros. Now, I'm not saying all of them become the great pros. Some of them are not as good, once they get in the league. But that goes if you go by the draft. We talk about all the experts in the top 30 picks or whatever. And if you go look at the draft every year, you go look back, and you're gonna be like, who is that? Who is that?
He was a
like he
McDonald's
wasn't good. He
American.
wasn't that. But you'll hear the so-called experts say how great he was. So what I'm saying is, it's not rocket science. And yeah, he needs time to develop. A 58th pick is not picked. You know, you got to be special. I don't know Nick Van Exel. I forgot when he went, but I know he
round,
was.
but he slipped in the draft. Though.
But what I'm saying is, he went late second round, and he's a killer.
So like Draymond.
He's right. So some of these guys, but at that 50-something pick, I don't know if we've seen anybody who we can sit here and say is supposed to do what everybody thinks Bronny James is supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Boo said, give him time.
But Cayenne didn't make the McDonald's this year, and they saying the Cayenne, Carmelo's son.
Oh, okay.
And they saying that he should have made it. He averaged more points. What y'all think about that? He's the number one player in New York City. Do y'all think that it's backlash because they're saying it's backlash? Is he the
number one player in the city?
Yeah, because they're saying it's backlash from how Bronny got slipped through. They not gonna let Cayenne slip through too.
Look at this, LeBron. Shit. LeBron, he could do stuff like that.
Okay.
You consider him one of the top 2 players of all time, so LeBron could slip him in and get him in. But I don't know with Cayenne. I haven't seen him play, so I don't know how good he is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's definitely. I mean, he's good enough for sure. But like, I don't know, things happen. Like, I didn't make the McDonald's team.
You said that. You said you didn't make
it. I didn't make it either.
Like, things happen, right, right. And, you know, we were the top 2, like, guards in New York City.
But why y'all didn't make it if y'all the top 2 guards in New York City? You was definitely one of the best guards. Talking politics then, too?
Of course. It's politics to it, yeah. I mean, and I don't want to go backwards, but...
we can't go backwards.
but no, just talking about the guys who they picked that year. It was Jeff Lebo.
Quinn
Jeff Lebo was picked before you. His father's a coach. His father was a coach.
Quinn Snyder.
Yeah.
Poole Richardson.
Yeah.
And then the young fella that you play with, the guard.
Mike Porter.
And Kenny Wilson.
Yeah.
From Villanova.
Kenny Wilson.
And those were like the
Jeff Lebo and Poole Richardson in front of y'all for McDonald's?
Yeah. Well, they had strong high school, careers. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I know, but when you looking at the game and you watching it, it's a different type of game when I'm looking at Rod and I'm looking at Poole. I'm looking at Boo, I'm looking at Pooh. You know what I'm saying? And I like Poole Richardson. I'm not thinking he's a good part. I'm talking about Jeff Lebo. I know he can shoot the gun out in North Carolina and all that, but you know what I'm saying? We talking about talent and numbers is different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at, if I put y'all 2 on the court against Lebo and Poole Richardson, it's a blowout. And those are 2 people that didn't make the McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Who's your top 5 players of all time, since you mentioned 1 and 2? Because I know if you say top 2, you're talking about Jordan and LeBron. Who's the other 3?
But top 5 NBA or
whoever you want to take it. It could be a park ball, whoever, your top 5 players that you seen with your sight.
Well, see, I used to watch. I know back in ISA used to be the big tournament for the Pro-Am. A lot of people don't know that. All the pros used to come through there.
I see.
So I used to sit there at the scores table and watch them, all you guys. Like, I saw Fly Williams play. I would pick him, Joe Hammond.
You
saw Joe Hammond play?
Yeah, Joe used to come.
I've seen him play, man. I know of Joe Hammond, of course. I've never seen Fly Williams play.
Fly used to come. Fly would come to the game. He had like 5 women with him come in, get his dress, destroy you, shoot from half court, everything, then just leave. Then at Fly, you had Joe. Then you have, I don't know if you're Ernie Dowds.
I don't know him.
From Brooklyn. Played at Boys High.
Yeah, Boys High. Boy.
Ernie Dowds. Who else? Jocko.
Who's that?
Jocko played with Fly Williams in him.
Oh, okay.
Greg Jackson.
I
heard of him.
Oh, I didn't know y'all called Greg Jackson Jocko. I'm younger, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. Who else had? Watching. Well, I could say Mike and LeBron, but I'm talking about people I really just saw watch.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You know, like, and World Be Free.
World Be Free.
You know.
I thought you was going to say Pearl.
Pearl definitely in
too,
there.
But
you know.
It's crazy because where you live is where you see. That's
people
your
ball.
vision, right? Because all those guys he said, like I know some of them, but I haven't seen them.
How about yours?
You know? Yeah, mine would be on the other side.
Yeah, but
You know
who's
what I mean?
not your pros? Who you saw and was like, that's a bad. That is nasty.
Well, that's a tough one though. Like I'm Tiny Archibald because I saw him every day in my gym, and I know he was a pro, but he's New York City. Pearl Washington is always like that was like my idol. Like,
I saw Pearl was so silky with the pill for me.
I wanted to be like Pearl. After that, man, there's so many people, man.
Yeah.
You know, after that, there's so many people. You got Chris Mullin. You know,
people never mention Chris Mullin like that.
I saw Walter Berry,
Brooklyn
you know,
Bomber.
you got Mark Jackson.
Shout out to Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin used to be on Liberty Avenue. We used to be able to just drive down and see Chris Mullin on Liberty Avenue with a 40.
Yeah, Chris
that was wild to see Chris on Liberty Avenue, a white boy on Liberty Avenue with the 40 was
you
wild.
See him in 40 projects, you see him everywhere.
Everywhere. Chris Mullin was wild.
I think with Pearl, I could have picked Pearl too. I was supposed to go to Syracuse too. That's where I signed. So I went my visit down there with Pearl.
You signed with like 7.
Yeah, I signed with Syracuse.
He committed to 5 colleges and signed to Syracuse.
Oh, you signed with Syracuse.
Coming out of high school.
Committed to the other one.
Yeah. No, coming out of high school, I signed with Syracuse. And, you know,
got you.
So I went to visit Pearl, you know. But the day before I was supposed to go, I got on the plane. The plane shut down on the runway.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not going down there. I got off the plane. I said, I'm not going. So they told me to come in the next day, hanging with Pearl. Like Ross said, with Kenny riding down the street. So we riding down the street. He's like, you want to go eat? I was like, yeah. So he just parked his car in the middle of the street and left it there. Everybody behind him wait till we finished eating. Then they came out. Then we came out and left. They just waited. They ain't blow the horn or nothing. We went and ate, sat
like
down for a while,
story.
came out, then we just left.
I heard that story before.
And you signed there because of that? Is that why you signed there?
Well, he told me I was going to go as a mother. He said, you don't go nowhere else. You're going to come here because I'm leaving. So I said, okay, I'll sign with Syracuse then. So, but it didn't work out, so I had to go to San Jack.
San Jack. Because of them grades, man, right? So that old story with the New York point guards, they got all the potential, and then
but I had the grades. It was one class. This teacher, he just hit me in. This is the same teacher I was giving him. I go away, my watches, everything. Well, I won. He still done me in.
Damn.
Wow.
And you just said New York point guards. It takes me back to the doc New York point guards, and Boo should have been on there.
I thought so. I was waiting to see him up there.
No. He should have been on.
I mean, I'm saying I thought he was gonna be up there. I was waiting to see him.
And he should have been on there because of what I said earlier. Like, you know, if you look at the history of Boo, like doing it early, right? Like you said, you heard about him 8th grade. He's like in 9th, 10th, because I remember that. Like that young. So to me, that's a history. That's a 4 or 5 year history of basketball, right? Because you talk about high school 4 years, well, 8th grade, you know, it's like 5 years. Yeah. It's like Kenny Anderson.
Yeah, Kenny Anderson. Right? 4 years in a row.
Early.
Archbishop, yeah.
And you know, I think he's underappreciated. And I also said to myself, because this is my guy, and I always think about, because I have conversation, we talk about point guards, and I don't even mention them, right? Because you get stuck on like the Pearl, the Mark, the Kenny, and then because it was, what's my guy from North Carolina, Ed Coder.
Ed Coder.
And I love Ed Coder, right?
Man.
But listen to this.
Coder.
And this is why I said I'm never getting on another one of these talking about point guard. I'm naming everybody. Like I'm going to bring a list.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about point guards and I didn't mention his name. And I saw him on Instagram and it was like, oh, so y'all forgot about me? And it wasn't directed to me, but I felt that. Because I'm a fan of his. Like, I tell him that. And so, so, like, Boo is one of those guys, like, that, you know, it's like, for whatever reason, it's slipped under the cracks. But when you talk about the history of New York City, you talk about point guards, and you just talk about numbers and what you've done for a period of time. Like, I came on my junior year.
Okay.
And then I went to Oak Hill my senior year.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But Boo Harv did this from 8th grade, 12th grade, and then out in these streets and all that, and, you know, reputation and all that. So like when you look at the point guards and you look at myself and you say Pearl and you say Mark and you say Kenny and you say whoever else, you got to say Buhar. And you got to say Buhar.
There's a lot of people I feel like that get left out though because they can't name everybody. Everybody that's doing documentaries got their favorites.
Yeah.
That's what it holds. It's still the politics. I got my favorites. I got the guys I gotta get on that I rocked with. These are the faces of what's going on. I can't fit everybody. Somebody gotta suffer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think basketball has gotten the win. Since y'all been in the game, it's worth way more money right now. Yeah. Y'all had the style that brought us all to the game. Like I told Rob when I was a kid, seeing him coming to the thing late with his stickers on, coming to score.
That's my story.
Late, but he was late. Everybody like, he's not coming. He just coming and walking slow with the walk right over there with a bit. I know I'm going to check in, give me my shirt, whatever. And seeing him put in the ultimate work.
Yeah.
Sent me home. Like I remember me, Kareem, and Bunking. That's all we talked about when I had Rod on the show first. He said, "Did you tell that nigga how we used to practice his moves? That spin move, I could never get that spin move right. How he did it. You know what I'm saying? But I practiced it. So I'm like, y'all had us differently. The baseball players and the football players, they ain't had a chicks. Like you said, Fly Williams came to the game with the 5 Pro. Who wants to do something else? I don't want to play football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to go where the girls is at, where it's the warm gym. And there's something about when you walk inside that gym and you can smell the basketball and the sneakers and you hear the lack of floor. It just never gets old to me. Do you coach now? Are you still involved in basketball?
Yeah, I'm doing a prep school in Queens, Base Academy.
Okay.
You know, it was a learning thing this year. You know, the kids they different now. You know, it's a whole lot of teaching instead of playing. I try to get them just to play basketball, you know, but
they don't play no more.
They don't play.
They want to do skills and drills.
They don't even want to do that. They just want to come out and shoot threes. Like we had one game, we down by 12 seconds.
He shot
Instead
a 3.
of going to get the 2, he got to shoot a 3 from down there half court. Like why? Like,
what you feel about that, Rob, being that you're coaching college kids now?
No, but it's the same what he's saying. But it starts from the top.
Yeah.
You know, everybody eyes are on the top. So whatever the pros are doing, it trickles down. Yeah. So you see in the NBA game, you see team down 2 1 point, and you shoot a step back 3 or you shoot a 3. Like that's just, you know, so that's their vision of what basketball is. With us, it was different. Because we didn't have that vision, because we didn't have TV, right? Or I shouldn't say I'm like prehistoric. We had TV,
but not like this.
But no, you had a game on once a week, or you caught the games on Saturday or Sunday, or you might catch.
It was local.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Lakers and Boston may play on Sunday,
Saturday, Sunday, yeah, but that's it.
Right. So your vision was your neighborhood and your coach. Right? Their vision is straight to the NBA, right? They see everything all day, and that's what they want to be. We didn't have that vision. We had a visual, like I saw Dr. J, you know, he throw it under the basket. That's why I wanted to lay up like that, right? Dr. J. And then you had George Gervin, the finger rolls. I wanted to have some of that. Then you had Magic with the passes. But you saw them in limited times. So now you got to go outside and you got to put something to that with your own imagination. And then you watch, you know, who you idolize out there. But you have room to be creative. Right now, there's like you're steady. I'm mimicking him. But I had idols that I watched, but I watched them in clips. I couldn't watch them all the time. So I took that and then I went outside and then I saw some other visuals. Then I made myself. But right now, you know, so 7-year-old, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, they want to shoot threes. So if they come down court and they down 1, they're going to step back and shoot a 3 because that's what they see every day, all day.
But do you coach the old way or do you coach the new style?
No, you have to find a medium. Like
so you tell them to go to the bucket when it's down 1?
Absolutely, I want you to go to the But we had a situation like that as well. And to be quite honest, on me as a coach, I didn't actually say it out the timeout, right? And I had to catch myself because I might have automatically thought that. And he shot a 3. I'm like, why you shoot 3. So, you got to understand that they don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? But, like, again, everybody follows the top. Basketball goes how the NBA goes. Even kids now, injured, and that injury may take longer because they see the NBA players like
taking longer.
I need a break. Like, everything starts from up top.
Is there change coming? Is there a way to change it back? Is it gonna change back? Is the money good now, fellas? Because I know y'all would have wanted some of this money, but do y'all think is the money good? For the young players, the 9th grade, 10th grade, the college players, is the money good?
For the NIL?
Is it a good idea?
I think it's a good idea, but I think they should have some type of rules to it. I see a lot of programs is falling off because you got kids who taking the money, then they leave and go to another school and play. I think they should. Back in the day, if you transferred, you couldn't play that following year.
Yeah, I remember.
You had to sit out. So I think they should put that back in with the NIL. If you're going to take the money, you should be able to stay at that school for at least 2 years.
Okay.
And collect the money.
I'm not mad at that.
But the money, I'm glad they're getting it. They should. So school's getting a lot of that money. You coming in?
Yeah, I got a major question for y'all. I see this kid. I don't remember his first name, but his last name is Clayton Jr. He plays for Florida right now. But he started out with Rick Pitino, I think.
And I own it, yeah.
All of these players, what's up with the recruitment now? Because it's a lot of players that's going to smaller colleges because he got one of the kids that's actually a pro. He got the other kid, that's Clayton, they ranked number 1, but they got a number 1 seed. And he got another player that's playing in college that's doing damage. I think maybe at Bama or something. Don't quote me. What's up with the mid-major kids actually shining a lot now?
It's now become, how the colleges were going to get the top high school players, right? The cream of the crop, right? So it became a time. Even when I was at Ignite, I'll tell a little story. When I was at Ignite and I was recruiting the top players, I had a conversation with a coach, and he was mad because we were recruiting the same kid. And so that was, they felt like we were going to take their players. But I kind of knew like it wasn't for everybody. We were going to get what we got. What they're doing basically is instead of them going to get high school kids, they're going to get mid-major kids and lower major kids. So just think about that as instead of that high school kid, let's say young kids coming and they get to develop and they become that 2nd, 3rd, 4th year player, then they become who they are.
I'm going to get the 3rd year, 4th year.
Yeah, well, now the top teams are just saying that lower division guy, when he play 1 year, 2 year, then I'm going to go grab him.
Yeah. But is he as good?
So I'm only saying, yeah, but see, this is the thing. We always go by like this mid-major stuff, but we've seen it before, right? Because Paul George did it, Kawhi Leonard did it, there's other guys who did it. So we saying that because, media now,
gotcha.
Right? But the history of it is that there's, back in the day you had 4 years and you would find dudes from different, Scottie Pippen. So they're there. Now it's just that they're letting them go to the mid-majors or lower schools. Once they develop, now they're recruiting them. So it's like going to high school. So now, as the Power 5 conference, the low majors are like their high school. You know what I mean? But they get to develop.
So what about the Dukes that's still going for the diaper dandies?
I mean, if you can find them and you can get them, fine. But they still, if you can find them.
But it seems like they're keeping their same philosophy. And it seems like Calipari is kind of doing the same thing, too. I want the young boys to come in, run up and down the court, but it's not translating. Duke, if Duke wins this year and does damage, this will be the first year it's translated with all these top players and doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else seems like that they're going for the men. You know what I'm saying? The 23-year-old that's been playing already. And I'm just looking at it. Is it because the 23-year-old is better or he's just a man?
Well, like
determination and man strength.
They developing in these mid-majors, They come in high school, they go to mid-majors, they develop, then the big schools come and get them. Like Rick Pitino said, he's not recruiting no high school players this year. He getting all
men.
NIL, yeah. This development. They looking for guys that's already developed, bring it to the system to keep the system going.
So they're using the mid-majors, quote unquote, as their farm system, basically.
Like a high school,
Yes.
Like you said, but I'm just looking at it because it's money. So it's my farm system. I'm gonna let you be down there. If you develop a little bit better, I'm gonna bring you over here to the major.
It's like a pro program, right? Even like there's been guys in different schools. I don't want to name players and all that. Like a guy that can just shoot the ball, right? His value becomes what it becomes just because he can shoot the ball. And you may, as an outsider, look at him and say, he's not that good. But he adds value to that program, and that value is, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars or what have you.
We got a lot to talk about, man, with this basketball, because basketball is going round and round right now. Who's going to win the chip this year? The pro NBA. Who's winning the chip this year? Who's doing it?
Man, that's a tough one. I like OKC. You know, they
I
pretty
think they're too young, boo.
I think so too. They young,
I think they're gonna falter somewhere down the line, boo. I don't know.
I love Shea.
Shay's a beast.
Yeah.
Shay's a beast. So is that Jalen. What's Jalen that
Williams,
you like? He's a beast too.
But Boston also looking good.
Why are they killing Tatum like that? Do y'all think Tatum's top 5? I think he's top 5.
I don't know the number I want to put on him, but he's a top player in the league.
He's the top player because they shitting on him like he's not he's not a superstar and all that.
I'm not paying that any mind. That's just talk. Like he's a champion.
He's a champion.
I'm got for MVP.
I think Shea got that locked up.
I like Shea for the P this year.
Yeah.
They can't give it to Joker. Everybody talking about Joker because he's putting up all these tremendous numbers and all that. Joker, and then they lose and they lost to the Lakers already twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to beat who they supposed to beat. They lost to the Lakers without LeBron and things like that. Shea, it's time for Shea to get the P. Jokic got 3 of them things already. You know what I'm saying? Give it to somebody else. Let us see something new. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we need some new faces out here. Everybody's getting tired of the same old faces.
Yeah, I think
Shea got it locked up this year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Who you like for the ring, Rod?
I don't know, man. I
Come on, you gotta give us a pick. You gotta give us one. Give us one pick.
To watch a little more now, but Boston has to be a favorite. Cleveland's been really good, but they haven't been there. So, it's always been that history of fail first, but, things can change. I like OKC.
I think Cleveland's going to wear themselves down in the regular season trying to get the number 1 seed. And with all these win streaks, 16, 10, and all that, they done lost 3 in a row.
Boston locked it already. I know.
No, Cleveland got the number 1 seed, I think, still.
Yeah,
Cleveland got it still. So I just say I like Donovan Mitchell. I love Donovan Mitchell's game. I like what Mobley's doing. I like what Garland's doing, but I just feel like Boston just got what it takes. It's going to be hard to beat them if Porzingis isn't hurt with a 7'3" small forward that nobody can check.
It get tougher in the playoff too, Stuff get tighter. Defense get tougher.
Calls get tighter.
Boston guards, great defensive guards.
Definitely. So what's next for your college team, Rod? When you going out to go when does the recruiting start? Because the whole rules and stuff is like totally different now. When can you go see kids again?
Well, you can go now. There's things going on now.
Okay.
But recruiting starts as soon as the season is over. Mm-hmm. I mean, whether it's verbal or watching film or kind of sitting down and trying to figure out, what you have, who's coming, who possibly is coming back, postseason meetings and all that. So everything starts when it's over with, your mind is kind of going right away.
In coaching, what are you pulling from that you learned from Calipari, under Rick Pitino, rocking with Popovich? What have you taken from them and you put into your own coaching style, if anything?
Yeah, I was a big Pat Riley fan. I'm a big John Thompson fan. So, I just know, the straightforwardness and being able to kind of communicate with the young fellas. But Pat Riley is one of those guys where, and I'll never forget, it's a routine, right? And we know this as basketball players, but defensively, if you're coming around the screen, you're not shooting the gaps. You coming around the screen. and you're doing it every day, all day, right? And if you, in Miami, we're trapping hard and pre-rotating, and you do that every time because you're trying to figure out if this team is willing to move that ball from side to side. So Pat Riley was like, I was with Pat Riley for a year. I wish I was with him like longer.
Okay.
Like I was in awe of him, just how he went about his business. And Pat Riley was one of those guys that, and I'm not saying this as me as a college coach, but he was one of those guys when you won, like you're the best thing ever. He gave you the world. When you lost, you was a piece of shit. And like it was like he was so single-minded, it was
About
ridiculous. But you know, if you win, like he's giving you the world. But the goal was that like we have to win. And then I also remember when you tried like if you come in and you say you hurt, well, we had a bike and they had technology before technology. So we had this little thing, little key you stick in that bike, and after you finish that bike, you're gonna want to practice, right? You ain't never gonna sit out of practice again.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, just had those things. But I mean, I picked up a lot of things, you know, in conversations with Cal or you know, having a conversation with Larry Brown or whatever. Just little small things.
Do y'all ever look at y'all kids and be like, damn, y'all ain't nowhere near as good as me? This is what I would have did. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, well, my kids, they really didn't pursue it, the basketball thing.
Okay.
Like one played football. I had one went to Jackson. He played, but at the time Grammy was on his way out. They had this other guy there. He, you know, I couldn't go and watch it because I was like, this is not basketball. This guy teaches me. I was like, this guy. So I tried to help them out. So I sat there for a while. Sometimes he used to get mad at me when I'm trying to teach them something. I'm like, I'm not trying to hurt him because he had a son on the team. I was telling his son, he's like a 5'2", couldn't guard no one.
You can't. You got to guard somebody 5'2". What the hell you doing on the court?
That's what I told him. I said, you can't guard your position. You shouldn't be playing.
No, you can't be playing.
You putting your son on a guy that's 6'7", know he ain't gonna do nothing. Can't do that, man. Come on, you got a big guy guarding the point guard because your son can't guard him. I told him. He got mad at me and one fight and all this. I'm like, I'm going.
How about you, Rod? Did you want your kids to be big-time basketball players too?
No, they was playing though, like from the beginning. I mean, we're a basketball household. Like,
okay.
So you're going to get on the court and you're going to play. When I was coaching, we work out after practice and all that. Like, it's just, I mean, I'm basketball. That's what I do. So, you know, I'm college coaching since I stopped, you know, right after I stopped playing. So I'm in the gym. So we're in the gym. So, you know, it's going to, my daughter played, both of my daughter's playing soccer now, but she played basketball in high school. My oldest daughter played a little bit in high school. My sons, obviously, they've been with me. They played in college. But, like, we're basketball. Like,
do you think they felt pressure being your sons and playing the point?
Of course, but people put pressure on them.
Yeah, people do it.
Like, it was more like, yeah, people put pressure on them. I told them, like, they're always, I think the Strickland on their back hurt them, but that Strickland moving forward will help them, you know?
It's like the James thing. That's probably why you understand what LeBron and his sons are going through, because you had like a microcosm of it yourself.
Yeah, that's different though. That's a whole different ball game. But yeah, like, I mean, that's hard. Just think about that. Like Bronny and LeBron, like totally different. But, you know, it's all relative, like you're saying.
Yes.
And just imagine that, like you judging, like, because, you know, I mean, it could be somebody who don't like me or maybe intimidated about me or maybe whatever and could take that out on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and they will.
It's happened.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, all that stuff. So, yeah, when I think about LeBron and those and Bronny, and then the scrutiny that they're under now, you know, because we didn't have this media. When people talked about me, like, I did dumb things happen, man, whatever. Right, but I didn't have it every day, all day in my face. These kids get that. You think about it. See, and I know I'm gonna talk too much, but like everything is about money, right? So it doesn't matter. Like nobody's thinking of like what that may do to somebody or whatever, right? You got a young dude like Bronny James. Luckily, he got a father, you know, got some stuff to him, because that could break somebody down. You're talking about a kid who that's his dream to become an NBA player, and now we got all these adults like basically picking on him, right? But this is the key, I think. You got people who don't even know talking. You understand what I'm saying? Like if that's Carmelo or even, and I don't agree with everything everybody say, but if that's a pro or somebody who's done this, then okay, now I can assess what they're saying. But if you just got people that's like on a TV show and they're talking about Bronny, right? Because how many of them seen him play? How many have watched him grow from 9th grade to 12th grade? How many people can speak to that? So you'll get people who say, and we talked about that.
Yes.
You'll get people who say he ain't that good or whatever. They've never really seen him play. All they going by is what the mass media say. So no one's like, if you're going to talk about him, like be educated about him. And it's hard to be, because most people probably didn't see him play in high school.
They don't want to go see him play.
I got a chance to watch him.
I saw him play too. I saw him.
I got a chance to watch him because I was with Ignite and I was recruiting. So I got a chance. I saw him when he was early on, when he was super passive, to where you could see like, and I said it before, I thought he would pass people as time went on because he had an understanding of the game, right? So you got all these young guys who, top 20, top 30, 40, but I like, he knows how to play the game. So if he can find a niche, right? Because the NBA, I mean, you have your superstars, then you have your 3 and D. Like, it's like set. So if he's able to hit threes, know how to play the game, know when to give the ball up, and then can defend, who knows? He could have a 10, 12, 14-year career. Of course he's not going to be LeBron. And he doesn't have to be top 20, 30 in the NBA. All he has to do is survive his dream, and his dream is to be in the NBA.
Pat Beverly making a lot of money surviving his dream.
So, like...
he making a lot of money surviving his dream. Shout out to Pat Beverly.
There's a lot of people out here that some people would consider like they're not that good, but they're really good. And they fit a niche and they make a lot of money because of that. And some are better than others. But, like, I'd like for people to be more informed with the conversation.
What's the best team that y'all played on?
Well, it probably was the Blazers. No, I take that back. And we didn't, we lost in the second round against Portland. I threw the crazy pass. But I would say San Antonio. I thought talent-wise, like we were David Robinson, Terry Cummings was a vet. We had Willie Anderson, Sean Elliott. Like, we had a lot of talent, And then I went and played for Portland when they, after their 2-year run. Then I went back to Portland when they had Rasheed and Scotty and them. So those, and then in D.C., we had a young core team that they didn't keep together with Weber, Juwan, and all those guys. But probably the most talented
Portland.
San Antonio.
San Antonio. How about you, Boo?
I'd say San Jack.
I know y'all had ballers there. I know y'all had ballers there all day and all night.
I think both years there, my team there, we played. We was 73-1. 2 years there.
Who the beat y'all?
Mookie Blaylock.
Oh, Mookie Blaylock and them beat y'all.
It was a game where we played them all year round. We were blowing them out every time. This time, it was the last game. We down. When the freshman guys got the ball, caught time, he had no timeouts. So he got the shot,
got the
tech, and the basket. So that team, we had one guy played in the NBA, Liddell Eccles. I don't know if you
played with me in D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Liddell. He was tough. He was my freshman year. I played with him. Average 35.
Average 35 a game.
35.
Yeah.
He's tough. 6'5", about 235. Strong.
God,
crazy.
35 a game.
Yeah, 35. Him. Then we had another guy, Tyrone Shaw. He averaged 28. Like I said, we averaged about 100. My first year there, we averaged, with Liddell, I think we averaged like 112. Second year, like 105. So, that second year, I played with Mo Scurry, Dave Butler.
Mo Scurry.
But we had another guy, Lindsey Howell. I don't know when Arkansas won the NCAA tournament.
With Todd Day and Corliss Williamson and them?
He was the MVP of the tournament.
He was?
Yeah.
I thought Corliss got the P.
Nah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
he got it. Lindsey Howell.
Really? And that?
Yeah, he got it.
Word.
Played me in St. Jack. I tried to get him to come to St. John's. He was probably one of the best in between players.
Mm-hmm. Mid-range?
Yeah.
Mid-range killer?
Killer. Didn't talk. Didn't say nothing. He just come out and play.
What about defense with y'all? Did y'all with defense, or you just, I'm going to outdo the other that's playing against me?
Like D, but
I saw you play, boo. I saw both y'all play. Y'all wasn't trying to
wasn't the
stop
greatest defense.
niggas. What was your theory about playing defense?
You want to play, you're going to try, but like you said, New York basketball, people know how to adapt, get around stuff like that. It's hard to, you got to never play like playing against Rod. I know I wasn't going to take the ball from him and do stuff like that. But you're just trying to contain him.
Gotcha.
Defense not our strong point.
How about you, Rod?
We can put it in the basket.
Yeah, but I just think like the when you get to the point where you got to play against somebody that you gonna get embarrassed, you'll figure out how to play D.
Yeah.
Like, there's obviously some guys are better defenders than others. Like GP is the ultimate.
Was he? Because everybody be talking shit like he overrated. Was he ill on defense like that?
GP on both sides of the ball. GP. So, but you learn when you gotta go out there. I remember playing with Pat Riley, and we were playing against Steve Nash in Dallas. And just one day, I guess he was mad because I don't know if I'm going to assume that he was mad because we weren't getting over ball screens. And he told us one game, man, you on your own. You either get over it or figure it out, or he going to get 90 on you. And what you do is you figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out. So, yeah, I don't know if that was the strong point, but you defend when you got Tim Hardaway in front of you.
I was about to ask you about Timmy, because Timmy be talking shit. That's my last thing. Timmy be talking mad Chicago shit. And Timmy act like when he's coming down the court full speed, nobody was going to stop him at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you playing against somebody and I've been on the end of what you're saying about Tim, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on the other end of that. It's like a Nick Van Exel. Like, you can start getting hot. It's like GP. GP can break you down on both sides of the court. And there's many more. But you figure it out.
Did you ever see Jordan just get hot, or was he just putting the ball inside the bucket? Because when I say get hot, it's like he just hit raining J's from everywhere. Did you see him do that?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, yeah. Absolutely. From great courtside vision.
Who gave y'all the business that you never thought would have given you the business?
Question 2.
Yeah, Boo might not have that.
Who gave y'all the business who wasn't supposed to give you the business, though?
I don't have nobody like that. I would say one person that I would say, like, defensively, I'll never forget this, and this is my guy. Like, we super cool now. I don't know if we liked each other then. Gerald Green from Brooklyn.
Oh, God.
I remember I came back from Oak Hill Academy, probably feeling myself. City College tournament. You might have been playing with me, boy. I don't know. But dude locked me up, man. So bad, man. Stole the ball, ripped me. Like, I'll never forget that. Like just locked me down.
Did you have somebody like that? Boo, he said Boo probably ain't never had nobody.
No,
I think so.
Yeah.
Lock me down?
No, I mean, who, not even lock you down, did somebody, you could have scored, but did somebody come give you the business, just you was like, I'm going to kill this today. And he shocked you, oh, this is a win. I'm going to murder this today. Nobody never shocked you?
No, I would say Ollie Taylor.
Who's that? I never heard of him.
He went to Seton Hall.
Okay.
We played in high school, too, against each other. Far Rockaway.
Okay, another Queens boy. Shout out to Queens.
He killed me. He killed me one game. One game. Then I took him lightly. Then the next game, I got him back, though. I had 57 on him next game.
You can tell it's hard for him to find somebody.
He's hard. He couldn't even say I had 57 on him.
It's hard for him to find somebody.
Yeah.
So I just want y'all to know, Rod is permanently here now. This is the first one of the Magic. Wait till we get 5 or 10 shows in and the guests that we're going to have. We had to start with the legendary Boo Harvey because we had to start in New York City especially with St. John's playing tonight. I think y'all can make a run to the title, St. John's. We in your core. The Queens get the money.
They are. They are going to make a big run, I think.
Crossover, like, subscribe, super thanks. I said the legendary Ross Strickland is the permanent co-host. Not co-host, we're doing this together. I'm co-hosting, so is he. So you about to see the magic. Tap in, and don't forget, and we out here. It's the Crossover.